quite clear signs you're being used, not loved. Have you ever felt like you're pouring your heart and soul into a relationship, only to end up feeling drained and unappreciated? If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're diving into a topic that could change everything for you: the top 8 signs that you might be getting used instead of truly loved. Imagine realizing that your partner's affection comes with strings attached, leaving you questioning everything. Are you just a convenient option for them? This video will help you spot those red flags that indicate you're in a one-sided relationship, where love is overshadowed by manipulation. So, are you ready to uncover the truth? If you suspect something isn't right, you won't want to miss this. We're here to guide you through the murky waters of romantic dynamics to help you reclaim your worth. And hey, if you find this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more insights that could transform your love life. Let's get started and empower you to recognize what you truly deserve in a relationship. 1. Unrealistic expectations. Let's dive into a common yet often overlooked issue in relationships: unrealistic expectations. Every relationship has its unique rhythm, and it's natural for partners to have certain expectations of one another. After all, we want to feel supported, valued, and understood. But what happens when those expectations spiral out of control? Imagine this scenario: you're with your partner at dinner, and they casually mention how they wish you'd drop everything to cook for them every night, or that you should magically know their favorite dessert without them ever telling you. Suddenly, the conversation feels less like a partnership and more like a list of demands. These types of expectations can be exhausting and, frankly, impossible to meet. If your partner seems to think you should cater to their every whim, it might indicate they're using you rather than loving you. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're trying to meet these demands while juggling your own needs and responsibilities. You're a human, not a superhero. Expecting anyone to fulfill every desire without appreciation is a recipe for disappointment. Let's take a step back. Relationships should be about mutual support and understanding, not a constant struggle to meet impossible standards. When your partner starts treating you as if you're responsible for their happiness or fulfillment, it can create a toxic imbalance. They might start to resent you if you fail to meet their ever-growing list of expectations, which is not only unfair but also damaging to your self-esteem. So, how do you navigate this tricky terrain? Communication is key. If you feel overwhelmed by your partner's demands, it's crucial to address the issue openly. Share your feelings and set realistic boundaries. A loving partner should understand and appreciate your limitations, working with you to create a healthier dynamic where both of you feel valued. In the end, remember that love should never feel like a chore. If your relationship has turned into a never-ending list of tasks, it may be time to reassess whether you're truly being loved or just being used. 2. Entitlement mentality. Now let's talk about entitlement, a dangerous mindset that can undermine the foundation of any relationship. Have you ever felt like your partner believes they deserve everything without lifting a finger? This attitude is more common than you might think and can be a significant indicator that they see you as a means to an end rather than an equal partner. Picture this: your partner expects you to shower them with love, support, and attention, yet they rarely reciprocate. They might justify this by saying things like, "I'm just busy," or "you know I love you, right?" But in reality, their actions suggest otherwise. They're likely operating under the belief that their needs come first, and your role is merely to fulfill them. This entitlement mentality can manifest in various ways. Perhaps your partner regularly makes plans without considering your schedule, or they assume you'll always be available to help them out, no questions asked. When one partner operates from a place of entitlement, it can create a significant power imbalance, leaving the other feeling undervalued and drained. What's more troubling is the emotional toll this takes. If your partner consistently takes without giving, you may start to question your self-worth. You might find yourself wondering if you're doing enough or if there's something wrong with you for wanting more in return. This isn't just unhealthy, it's unsustainable. To combat this dynamic, it's essential to establish healthy boundaries. Communicate openly about your needs and expectations, and don't be afraid to stand your ground if your partner's behavior crosses a line. You deserve a relationship where both partners contribute equally, where love is a two-way street, and where both of you feel appreciated for your efforts. If you find yourself constantly giving while your partner takes, it might be time to re-evaluate the relationship. Are you truly being loved for who you are, or are you just a convenient option? Recognizing the signs of entitlement is the first step toward reclaiming your power and ensuring that your relationship is built on mutual respect and support. 3. Dual personalities. Have you ever experienced the unsettling feeling of your partner behaving like two different people? One moment, they're charming and attentive in public, and the next, they're critical and dismissive behind closed doors. This kind of duality is not just confusing, it's a major red flag that your partner might be using you to enhance their self-image while disregarding your feelings. Let's break this down. When you're out with friends or family, your partner puts on a show, treating you like royalty. They might shower you with compliments, hold your hand, and seem genuinely interested in your well-being. But once you're home, the mask slips. Suddenly, their demeanor shifts. They become short-tempered, critical, and dismissive. You might feel like you're walking on eggshells, unsure of which version of your partner will show up. This behavior can be incredibly damaging. If your partner only treats you well in public, it suggests that they're more concerned about how they appear to others than about nurturing a genuine, loving relationship with you. They may see you as a prop in their life, someone who enhances their image rather than as a true partner deserving of respect and care. Living with someone who has dual personalities can lead to emotional whiplash. One moment you're feeling cherished, and the next, you're questioning your worth. It's easy to start internalizing their critical comments, thinking that you're somehow to blame for their unkindness. But it's essential to remember that this behavior reflects their issues, not yours. So, how do you handle this complex situation? Open communication is vital. Express your feelings honestly and let your partner know how their behavior affects you. If they genuinely care about you, they should be willing to listen and make changes. However, if they respond defensively or dismiss your concerns, it's a clear sign that they may not be ready for a healthy, mature relationship. 4. Lack of interest in you. Have you ever found yourself pouring your heart out to your partner, only to be met with blank stares or disinterest? If your conversations feel like a one-way street, where you're doing all the talking and they're barely engaged, it's a clear sign that something is off. A loving partner should be genuinely curious about your life, thoughts, and feelings, not just treating you as a convenient companion. Imagine sharing an exciting experience from your day, maybe a promotion at work or a new hobby you've picked up. Instead of celebrating with you, your partner offers a half-hearted "that's nice," before promptly changing the subject to something trivial or entirely unrelated. It can feel like a punch to the gut, leaving you questioning whether they truly care about you at all. This lack of interest can manifest in many ways. Maybe they rarely ask about your day or seem indifferent to your passions and hobbies. You might find that your partner doesn't remember important details about your life, from your favorite book to your aspirations. Instead of feeling like a priority, you're left feeling invisible, as though your life revolves around them while they barely acknowledge yours. So, why does this happen? Sometimes, it's a matter of emotional unavailability. Other times, it could be a reflection of selfishness or an inability to connect on a deeper level. Regardless of the reason, it's essential to recognize that you deserve a partner who invests time and energy into your relationship. Love is about mutual engagement and support, not a lopsided dynamic where one person carries the emotional weight. If you've noticed this pattern, it's time to have an honest conversation. Share your feelings and express your need for a more reciprocal relationship. A loving partner should be willing to step up, show interest in your life, and create a deeper connection. If they brush off your concerns, it may be time to reconsider whether this relationship is truly serving you. In the end, you deserve a partner who is as invested in your life as you are in theirs. Don't settle for someone who treats you as an afterthought. Seek someone who is genuinely excited to share in your journey and support you along the way. 5. One-sided dynamics. Let's talk about one-sided dynamics, a relationship trap that can leave you feeling drained and unappreciated. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual give and take, where both partners contribute and support each other. However, if you constantly find yourself doing all the heavy lifting while your partner contributes little, it might feel less like a partnership and more like a master-servant relationship. Picture this: you're planning a special weekend getaway, organizing every detail from the itinerary to the accommodations, while your partner sits back, relaxed, and offers minimal input. When it comes time to pay, they conveniently forget their wallet. This kind of dynamic can be incredibly frustrating, leading you to wonder why you're the only one putting in the effort. In one-sided relationships, it's common to feel overwhelmed and resentful. You might find yourself always initiating plans, doing the chores, or being the emotional caretaker. This imbalance can lead to feelings of inadequacy, as if you're not doing enough or that your partner doesn't value your contributions. Over time, this lopsided dynamic can chip away at your self-esteem and leave you feeling unappreciated. So, how do you address this imbalance? The first step is awareness. Acknowledge the patterns in your relationship and recognize when the scales tip too far in one direction. Communication is crucial here. You need to express your feelings honestly. Share your concerns about the unequal effort and discuss how both of you can contribute more equally. Keep in mind that change won't happen overnight. It may take time for your partner to understand the importance of mutual support and to step up their game. However, if they dismiss your feelings or show no willingness to change, it may be a sign that they're not fully invested in the relationship. Ultimately, you deserve a partnership where both of you share responsibilities, support one another, and create a healthy balance. Don't settle for a relationship that feels more like a burden than a joy. Seek out a connection that nourishes your soul and leaves you feeling valued and appreciated. 6. Difficulty with honest conversations. Have you ever tried to have a heart-to-heart with your partner, only to have them shut down or become defensive? If discussing important issues feels like navigating a minefield, it could be a red flag that your partner is avoiding responsibility. In a loving relationship, both partners should feel safe expressing their feelings and concerns without fear of backlash or dismissal. Imagine you bring up something that's been bothering you, maybe a pattern of behavior that's affecting your happiness. Instead of engaging in a constructive conversation, your partner deflects, turns it around on you, or minimizes your feelings. You might hear things like, "You're too sensitive," or "I don't know what you're talking about." This type of response can be incredibly frustrating and disheartening. When one partner consistently avoids honest discussions, it creates an unhealthy environment. Instead of fostering intimacy and understanding, it breeds resentment and distance. If your partner can't acknowledge their faults or engage in constructive dialogue, it raises questions about their emotional maturity and commitment to the relationship. So, what can you do? Start by creating a safe space for open communication. Choose a calm moment to express your feelings and concerns, emphasizing that you want to work together to strengthen the relationship. Use I statements to share how their behavior affects you, rather than placing blame. For example, say, "I feel hurt when my feelings are dismissed," rather than "You never listen to me." If your partner is receptive and willing to engage in meaningful conversations, that's a positive sign. However, if they continue to deflect, dismiss your feelings, or avoid taking responsibility, it may be time to reconsider the relationship. A loving partner should be willing to acknowledge their shortcomings and work on them alongside you. In the end, you deserve a partner who values your feelings and is committed to open and honest communication. Don't settle for a relationship where you feel unheard or invalidated. Seek someone who is willing to grow together and nurture a deeper connection. 7. Disregard for boundaries. Have you ever felt your partner crossing lines you've clearly established? If they consistently disregard your boundaries, it's a significant warning sign that they may not respect your feelings or autonomy. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, where both partners honor each other's limits and comfort zones. Let's take a moment to think about what boundaries mean. They're not just arbitrary rules. They're essential for maintaining your emotional and mental well-being. When you set a boundary, whether it's about personal space, time, or emotional needs, it's an expression of what you need to feel safe and respected. If your partner repeatedly ignores these boundaries, it shows a lack of regard for your feelings. Picture this scenario: you've expressed to your partner that you need some time alone to recharge after a long week. Instead of respecting your request, they insist on making plans or try to guilt you into spending time together. This kind of behavior can leave you feeling overwhelmed and invalidated, as if your needs don't matter. When boundaries are repeatedly crossed, it can create an unhealthy power dynamic in the relationship. Your partner may prioritize their desires over your well-being, treating your limits as suggestions rather than essential parts of your emotional landscape. This disregard can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration, eroding the trust and respect that are crucial for a healthy partnership. So, how can you address this issue? Start by clearly communicating your boundaries again, emphasizing their importance to your well-being. If your partner continues to dismiss them, it's crucial to reassess the relationship. You deserve someone who respects your needs and values your autonomy. In a healthy relationship, boundaries should be embraced, not ignored. Don't settle for someone who makes you feel guilty for having limits. Seek a partner who honors your boundaries and fosters an environment of mutual respect and understanding. 8. Stagnation in the relationship. Relationships should be a journey of growth and discovery, filled with joy and new experiences. However, if you find your relationship feels stagnant, like you're stuck in a rut, it may be time to take a closer look at what's happening. A lack of growth or new experiences can indicate deeper issues that need addressing. Imagine being in a relationship where the excitement has faded, and your routine feels predictable and monotonous. You might find yourselves falling into the same patterns, doing the same activities, and having the same conversations week after week. While stability can be comforting, it's essential to keep the spark alive and foster a sense of adventure together. Stagnation can manifest in various ways. Perhaps you've stopped trying new things together, or your conversations have become shallow and repetitive. Maybe you no longer share your dreams and aspirations with one another. This lack of growth can leave both partners feeling unfulfilled and disconnected. So, what can you do to reignite the flame? Start by introducing new experiences into your relationship. Plan spontaneous outings, take up a new hobby together, or explore new interests. Engage in deep conversations about your dreams, goals, and aspirations, allowing each other to grow both individually and as a couple. It's also essential to assess whether both partners are equally invested in fostering growth. If one partner is eager to try new things while the other remains indifferent, it can create frustration and resentment. Open communication is vital. Express your desire for a more dynamic relationship and encourage your partner to share their thoughts. If, despite your best efforts, the relationship remains stagnant, it may be a sign that deeper issues are at play. Consider whether you're both on the same page about your future together. Sometimes, it's necessary to reassess your compatibility and whether the relationship aligns with your personal growth.